Hi, and welcome to Bespoke Architects Daily Pinup. I'm Nicole Walters, Director of Bespoke Architects, and I'm about to show you what inspiring architectural images made our Pinterest boards today. There was a lot of inspiration that came over the course of the weekend. Lots of kitchens, lots of stairs, lots of materials, lots of screens. So let's jump straight into it. And that's just the little things I can see right now as I'm talking. So this villa, what I really liked is the screening. We can see it here. It's a perforated sort of bronze looking metal screen that sort of makes up the external facade. And then in this image, we can see that's our staircase and that's the pool, that's the pool, that's the staircase. They've actually retracted up. So it's a fold up style screen and really opens that glass living box up out into that beautiful landscape that dwelling is in. This was another screen that caught my eye today, sort of the mesh screen. It gives it a translucent appearance to the exterior, and then it's got these black window shrouds to really pull the window component of it out. What else have I got on here? Oh, this one here, the DSN office. Again, it was about screening, obviously, the first floor cantilever, and again, they've sort of used that same screening material for that off-street car parking gating that we can see there. So I really liked that. Internally, this project had a really nice staircase, so we're looking down a timber tread staircase here to the floor below. We can see the strip lighting in the handrail, and then we're looking up through the concrete treads of the stair above us as well. So it looks like a double mix stair, a solid timber below, and then the sort of the open concrete above. And again, like I've said in other episodes, having that open tread stair above does act as a bit of a skylight and a light shaft into that stairwell, and we can see that to good effect in that image. The other thing that I really enjoyed from that project was this joinery unit here. It looks like a living space. We've got some book storage or ornament storage around us, and then we have this built-in padded seat, which I really liked, and it has got that nice task strip lighting. It also has the nice task strip lighting here. The only comment I would make, I found this security system disappointing to see in that image, at least in the white. Perhaps a grey or a black would have made it less obvious to my eye. The Perry Street house, I quite enjoyed this vanity unit. We can see that it's asymmetrical. We've got a full height storage cupboard, or what I'm assuming is a storage cupboard here with a ply front. And then we have that full height mirror that I've talked about last week where the taps come through the mirror next to that, and then the basin with the soap dispenser on it, and a nice louver window and the subway tile. But it really was about the composition of that vanity unit, and we can see that the mirror is tying in nicely with that louvered window beside it. So that's why it is on the vanity board today. The garage gem, this is a garage that doubles as an alfresco space, or that was the addition that was put on. I really liked the use of the double sets of French doors. It's the sort of that thin metal frame look that's very in at the moment, and then all these double doors opening up into this well-landscaped courtyard with the tree in it. I really enjoyed that. This image here was about the stairs. We can see that there's a central steel stringer, unlike the concrete stairs in this, where we can see the structure going back into the wall. This one, the structure is exposed. We can see it's powder coated white with a timber tread, but I really like the way that integrated this joinery, sort of just indicating another option for an open timber tread stair, what you might be able to store underneath it, because it always does become about, particularly if you're in a sort of a smaller scale project, it is about being efficient and effective with your storage, and what is it that you can do under that stair that still allows the light to come in. So that's why that one made the board. This image here was about that screening material on the first floor. I really like the balance of that facade. This looks like a built-in concrete seat, which I quite like. Not sure what sort of door they've actually got in that opening, but I did quite like that as a composition. The Stoke House, Newington, it was all about their kitchen. We can see their island bench here. We've got good storage facing outward. We've got drawers facing to dining, so not a sitting bench as such. What was interesting in this image was that was the range hood. So it's a really long way away from that cooktop. One does wonder if, given that it was induction, perhaps a downdraft wouldn't have been a better solution. I'm not sure how effective it is when it is that far away, and how noisy it is, and how dirty those feature light fittings are getting. We can see on the end of that bench, which is the far end in that image, there is a small section of sitting, and then they've integrated a bench seat over, or a window seat I should say, over in that shroud. So I quite liked the layout of that kitchen. Like I said, the only tweak I would probably advise my clients to make is to turn that into a downdraft range, which is down in the base unit itself rather than being so far away in that ceiling. This image from the hotel, it was all about that stair. You can also see they've got a wonderful slide there in the background. So quite playful, that space, but I did really like that sort of oval shape for the staircase, and then the solid white balustrade with those tread lights that we can see there. I thought that was really fun. The toilet in the B Duck restaurant, so this is a commercial space, but I did really like the mosaic tile on the floor, the fact that it feels like a round shape, the window that's letting light, and I just thought that was a really fun toilet. And then they've gone for the really excuse me, low maintenance, heavy duty sort of steel, but it does work in that environment. And then from that same project, this wall light above those tables. So, you know, you're in a restaurant, you want good direct lighting over that meal area just to light up your plates and the person you're talking to, rather than putting you on show for everyone else to see. And I really thought that was a beautiful light fitting. The Shoat House here, the kitchen was just lovely, that sort of integrated dining kitchen bench. I really like the way the full height cupboards at the back didn't go to the ceiling, and we can see that the range hood flue goes through, and then the nice carryover of the marble material over to the splashback on the far side. And then this is the same project, and we've got that built-in fireplace joinery unit, and again it's the same detail as the kitchen. We can see the shaft, or the range, or the exhaust I should say, exiting through there, and then the solid full heightness actually is dropping short of that ceiling line. So I really liked that project for those details. This was just a beautiful example of a small courtyard. It was a article on projects with trees internally, and so I really like this. It's actually external because, you know, waterproofing does become an issue if they are technically inside, but here we can see the sliding retractable corner here creates that sort of open space, but can be shut off for the weather. And then this one was really interesting. So this is a tree planted inside the island bench in the kitchen. So that was something really different, and I put that on the kitchen island bench board today, but I did quite like it. I'm not that good as an indoor plant grower, so that probably wouldn't last for me. It would need to be fake, but I did like it as a concept, so I've left that one on the board. Another kitchen that caught my eye was this island bench here, and I really liked it because the waterfall end doesn't go to the floor, and instead we start to see the exposed steel frame, and then it appears as though the floor and the island bench waterfall material are the same. So I really liked the way that that was done. And from that project, I really liked, they've obviously tried to maximize storage here. So they have gone floor to ceiling and introduced that old school library ladder in there. It is more of a contemporary take on both the joinery and the ladder, but I really like it as a solution. This vanity here caught my eye. I think it was just the materials, that beautiful veined marble that's, you know, spanning all the way to the door, and then the use of that smaller mirror with the black tap. I really liked that, so that's why it's on the board. Back to the Y house, so that was the one with the beautiful island bench and the library ladder. They've got a feature heater that then is cantilevered, so it's not touching the floor, it's wall hung, and then that same beautiful material then extends out into the al fresco to become the outdoor fireplace. So again, that's a really great design solution that I love to see, where we, you know, it sort of makes spaces feel so much more open when design elements project through cladding lines. From that same house, they did have this beautiful pivot door that I quite liked in that stone. This was it from the outside in the backyard. We can catch the end of that feature outdoor fireplace here, and we can see the double flue there. But just that whole material palette was beautiful. The roof is symmetrical. The block walls are symmetrical, but then the asymmetry of that sort of fixed glass and then this solid panel with a small window, and then the lightweightness of the feel below, and then the way it's all integrated with that screen I really liked. And then finally from that project, their staircase in itself was something a bit different in terms of balustrade, so that's why that one has made the board. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Bespoke Architects Daily Pinup. You can see that I have been loading previous episodes of Bespoke Architects Daily Pinup back onto Pinterest. So again, it's only the shorter episodes that make it onto Pinterest. If you are looking for the full series, of course, it is all up on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Until then, take care. Bye.